I'm sure.
Body. Yeah. Hello there, folks. I see a green bar bouncing up and down, so hopefully that means that you can hear me. Give us a thumbs up if we're all good to go. Yes, thank you very much. Let's see if we can hear Mr. Williams, just to double check.
Good evening. Are people hearing me? Again, it's coming up with their sound.
All right.
Good.
So H. Ching, Tarnesh is there, Maeve is there, Sol, Fionn, Jess, Sam, excellent. Etna's hiding under the couch. Yeah, got it, Ching, no problem at all. Excellent. So, Tarnesh is there, of course. I don't know if I said Tarnesh. He was either first or I didn't say him at all. So, there we go. So, folks, quick announcements first. The very first thing is we are hoping to be back in-person training from the 26th. That's Monday, 26th of April. It will be outdoors, so there is no chance of indoor training within April, possibly by the end of May, but we're not sure. But realistically, outdoor training is our best option. We will be able to train together in groups of up to 15. Now, right now, the rule is that it's underage, so that's up to the age of 18, not including 18 and over, that will be able to train. So we're working on all of the provisions around that to see how quickly and in what way we can get all of our adults involved as well. So don't worry just yet. I'll be in touch once we've had a couple more chats with the Martial Arts Commission and so forth. But we have a plan, and especially for the juniors, we want everybody back training in person and getting some good training done. From what we understand, the way the protocols look at the moment, we have pods of 15 outdoors. And it's non-contact, but it's not socially distanced. So what we're looking at is we should be able to hit pads as long as we're not actually sparring or in very close contact with each other or staying in close contact or huddles or anything like that. We should be pretty good. So we're going to double check, triple check, get all of our protocols signed off, and hopefully we'll be ready to go within a week, and we can get you all the information on that. Lastly, for anyone who is submitting videos, do I have anyone here? I have a couple of videos in. If you are submitting videos, we will be issuing you an email during the week just to let you know you got to the end, you didn't get to the end. And what we will do, of course, is if people weren't involved in it, weren't submitting videos, and in particular the black belts, yeah, different story. But for any of the color belts, if you weren't submitting the videos, we would hope to, of course, have a grading at some point, maybe June. A regular one. If you were submitting the videos and you got your grading done, well, that's great. It might be later towards September that we do something for you. We'll see how all that plays out. Anyway, we're all guessing what the future will look like. So for right now, the good news is back in real in-person training from the 26th, albeit outdoor. Question was asked, not earlier, but the last day, what if it's raining? If the weather forecast is awful, we will be sending out emails and messages or whatever it is on the day to let everybody know. And we'll be back in here again doing this kind of thing. So we won't miss training, but I suppose it's not suitable to go outside and get soaked doing what we do. But on that note, it won't be Doughbox, so we will be training in tracksuits, multiple layers, so that we can be a little bit more adaptable to the weather. Let's get started. Chariot. Kyungin, take one. I do want you to start just sparring stances and on the toes, and we're just starting with a little bit of forwards and backwards. Keeping the hands tidy and looking to have a little bit of variation in your bounce and just a little bit of movement here. Try not to fall into one particular rhythm. Try and keep splitting the rhythm, but staying relaxed and in control the whole time. And the other leg in the front, and just the same. And you might find it's actually difficult to not just stay on one spot and to keep in motion the whole time. And everyone will have patterns that they fall into. So relaxing for just a second, let's get the wrists. We will go back to that and get ourselves moving once again in just a moment. Other direction. waves. I was sitting at the keyboard for the last session, so I have to thaw out the fingers. It's nice outside, but whatever it is about here, when you're sitting still in here, it gets pretty cold. Other direction.
The toes are cold.
Uh-huh.
The toes are cold.
Yeah. Toes are cold. And from there, just starting with the shoulders up and forward. Backward movement. And bring the arms straight, and we're going forwards. Taking your time with it. So we're going to go quite thorough in our warm-up today. We are going to have a look at probably 2 patterns in full and quite a bit of sparring. Other direction. And now crossing. So we're just taking different angles with the arms and opening them out. You can also rotate the hands, so palms up to down and so on. Soften the knees, and we go 1, 2, 1, 2. Left, back fist, right, back fist. So keep going, repeat this way. And 10 more. And relax. From there, we're just reaching for the floor with both fingers, or both sets of fingertips at the same time, hinging at the hips. So the back foot is rising up, your hands get to the floor at the same time. I just want you to do every second leg, do 10 in total. Take your time. If you feel one set of fingers go down early, we can improve that.
Yes, you don't want to let the body start to twist.
Want to try and keep the hips level. And go sideways and try a few more.
Yeah, straight back. You want everything moving together, so don't dip the head down and then let the leg follow.
Big thing we're trying to avoid is this
moving.
kind of thing.
Yeah. And everything moving together.
Ooh, a little bit of balance there.
So you don't want to have the fingertips on the floor and then a leg swinging up. You want it all moving together. Nice and smooth. Yeah, it should definitely be the heel pointed up. So it shouldn't be the foot sword or the toes even that start to turn up.
Good. So the next one, we'll build up through this. We can have the instep on the floor. This one flat, so I can reach forward as I need to, but I really just want to sit my hip into it, lift my foot, and stand, okay? So I can do it with just the knee, then would be a little bit better. Put the weight in here, and stand, and we're going to do 5 on each leg. If you can lower back down to the ground and stand, even better.
That's it. So no instep, no shin on the floor. Just a knee, hopefully lightly on the floor, and drive up.
And of course, we're very lucky. Everyone in this session has 2 legs, so we get to do the other leg as well.
Not everybody's lucky to have a soft floor.
Not everyone has 2 legs that are equal, but we could be very lucky and given 2 legs. Just being given 2 legs doesn't mean they'll both work the same. Good stuff. So we're going to do a lot of different squats, and here's what I want you to do. Every single squat we do, we move a foot and we reposition. I want you to try lots of different positions. If you're stuck for inspiration, have a look, I'll be doing them, but just try and reposition the feet every time. So I can just start regular kind of a position, get my squat, then I can move my toes, squat. I can turn one foot or both feet this way, squat, same. Squat. One slightly in front or behind, pointing the toes different directions. Take slightly uncomfortable positions with it as you go. We can be a bit wider. We can be narrower even. With the legs crossed.
Yeah. And no matter which variation, try to keep the hands up there. It keeps the body and the head in a good position. So you don't bend right over.
So hopefully we've got about the right amount. Something like that. We'll go on to the next bit. Okay? So what I want you to do is just push up onto the toes. Stretch the hands over the ceiling. Take a little walk. A couple of steps forward. A couple of steps back. Just getting the calves locked out.
That's it, stretching yourself as tall as you can.
Okay, and relax. We're just on the toes once more. So what I'd like you to do before we go into the next section of the warm-up, we're going to take about 30 or 40 seconds on each side, just in sparring movement once again, making the rhythm really hard to lock down. Try and keep it as varied as you can. Okay, so here we go. Get after it.
That's it. You might even have to really concentrate on not falling into a pattern, because you might fall into one without even realising.
And if you're changing legs in between, no problem. But if you haven't, change now.
Yeah, is it always two forwards, two back, then left and right? Yeah, no pattern.
And relax. Sitting down, cross legs. Get the forehead forward to the floor. And change. So all I want you to do, make a little more space, so bring the feet forward slightly. Same again.
Kick the dog out there as well, while you're at it.
So you're just putting a bit more space between your body and your feet. Try going slightly to the right.
Is he giving you trouble there, Jess? Is he the dog?
And the same. Other side. What's the dog's name?
Milo.
Well, you can't sit down in my house without a dog licking you, so imagine much the same. From there, sitting up tall, butterfly. Once you get your hands behind your hips, and from there, we're going to be lifting the hips, pushing forward, so your backside is floating slightly off the ground, and then give the knees a bounce. So my backside is very slightly off the ground, and then we're giving the knees a bounce. And sit down. Take the left foot, straighten it, and once the leg is straight, use the other foot to pull yourself tall. You want to get the body very, very tall. And then try the other side. So first priority, straight leg. Second priority, tall sit. Two feet to the center, grab behind the toes, extend the legs. First priority, straight legs. Second priority, sit tall. Okay, feet together. So we're going to be doing a few little lifts. So the first job we're going to do, I better turn sideways for this one. We're going 20 seconds. Ooh. 1 second, I need to move the mic. Don't lie back on the mic. So, 20 seconds here. Our shins are parallel with the floor, hands are as high as the knees. Hold. And straight legs, scissors. 20, 19, 18.
Yeah, still definitely shoulders off the floor.
10. 5. Okay. Very good. Let's bring the legs wide. I can bring my microphone back to its normal spot. Bring the legs wide, and again, lift the hips, push wide, and we're going to start from here, okay? Pull the toes back hard, reach forward, but we're not rounding the back, hollow chest, rounded back. We want to bring the chest up, lean forward, squeeze the legs as tight as you can, toes back, squeezing the legs tight, and reach the hands out to the front, and we're going to hold for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back down. Go a little forward if you can. Now this time when we reach, we're only going for 10 seconds, but we want to reach forward. Squeeze the legs, hold. 10, 9,
It's squeezing.
8, 7, 6,
Tension the
5,
whole way through the leg.
4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Maybe you're a bit further forward, that would be good. Maybe the legs can go a bit wider, that's also good. 8 seconds, here we go. Squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Relax. And again, maybe we can go a little forward. Last one, we go for 6. 3, 2, 1, squeeze, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We come tall. Excellent. Lean back, bring the feet in. 1, 2. We give them a little shake, cross the legs, and we're going to stand up. All right. So where I want to start from here, I wanted to work on 2 patterns. Take A, Chung Mu. We're skipping Hwarang today, okay? So when we have Take 8 done, Sam is going to take a tea break for 5 minutes and then join us again, okay? But for everyone else, we're going to carry on. Etna's going to try it, try Chung Mu, etc. We'll see how we go. So first part, we're doing first 6 movements. We're doing it 4 times. 1 demonstration, and then it's you for 4 times. But what I'm looking for in the beginning, Mosugi B, okay? So we go 24 centimeters here from the umbilicus. Make sure that all 4 fingers are linked and they're inside the knuckles and here on the thumb knuckle. But then we have nice middle block in L stance, full facing. Dvijibon Sonko Tolji. Pull to Dongjumo Gyaptui Terigi. Middle block. Full facing for Dvijibon Sonko Tolji. And back here for Dongjumo Gyaptui. 4 times, please. Sijak. Give Mr. Williams a chance to have a look at you. So, when you get through this first one, I want double the impact on the next one. Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah, so if you want to make sure that doesn't finish in front, like in front of the mic, it's kind of hard for me to show. Make sure it's kind of back in line. Yeah, there you go.
Here we go.
So it's not
this
in front.
idea.
It's in line there, yeah. There you go, yeah.
Okay. Have a quick look at the first movement. From here, as I relax my legs, my hands come back towards my chest. Don't go from here and reach down. So as a principle, there's very few movements where your wrist is going to be below your elbow as you prepare. They do happen, you know, there's places, but normally your wrist is going to be above your elbow, okay? So prepare here, backward motion, and land. Second thing, so for Ching and Etna, just watch for this. Don't stretch the body this way when you move from 1 to 2. One of the things that we're actually learning in Take A is from here, we're bringing the body full facing and forward as we transition from L to walking. So full facing, and here. I can full facing, and here. That's what we're looking for. Next, we're going to be stepping from this position, left leg, pressing, and twin vertical. So continuous motion, okay? Pinkies out, press. Pinkies in, twin vertical. We have our middle front kick, followed by a single punch, followed by a single reverse punch, twin side elbow thrust. So let's try that 4 times, please. Coming from here, each time, left leg, C-jack. And again, again, again.
That's it, direct line. Boom. Oh, man, that's it. And after that pressing block, make sure you're getting the thumbs out so you get full rotation on the vertical punch.
Good. Definitely across the body, pull.
Yeah, so I'm going to try.
Looks
Even
good, Tarnish.
even on the pressing, getting the pinkies out on the pressing so that you get some rotation there, and then you're thinking thumbs out on the vertical punch. So you need more rotation on both of those movements.
I'll try and get the height correct as per the camera. So this needs to be philtrum, okay? So we're not going up to eye level. The knuckles here are philtrum level. So as I drop into my walking stance, I'm hitting the mandible here mostly, okay? Depending on the height of your opponent. But the knuckles are at philtrum. Okay, we got to here. Now we're stamping. This one, I only need you to do twice, okay? Because it's the same movement 6 times. Okay, so 2, 3, and 1. So the idea here, I'd be stepping off 1, 2, then 3 back and 1 here. But I can do it also stepping here to the front. Important to start with the right leg first. Hands come up, and we're here. It's stamping, so my foot is as high as the knee, and then I drop, so that's 2 in that direction. 1, 2, 3 in this direction, and 1 back. Delaying the hip until the stamp happens, and the stamp causes that unwinding of the shoulders with all that torque to arrive here with some power. You're only blocking with the lead hand, okay? Keep that in mind. Twice. Let's give it a go. Knuckles, eye height. And the forearms are almost vertical. Very slightly outside of vertical.
Yeah, but delay the hips more, Sam. So you're kind of laying.
This doesn't have anything.
Yeah, you're turning 2 square together. You need to send the leg, delay that back hip, and then whoom, you whip.
Way.
Yeah,
and
you
here.
see the difference there. Go on again. Still, it's all swinging together. You want to send the leg forward while keeping your hips not pointed forwards, if that's kind of making sense.
So, the idea with this is we have this kind of wound up pressure here, just because of the way the muscles in our trunk work, okay? But as we stretch it, it doesn't really work with that, I need a string. But we're creating a spin, okay? So we're winding it up, and there's a lot of muscle then that just wants to pull itself back in. So the stamp, followed by the trunk, followed by the chest, followed by the shoulder, creates a summation of force. It adds up the forces of all of those muscles joining together to bring some power to bear. But we need to get that wind up feeling. Hips are behind, 1, 2, 3, that kind of feeling. Okay, we got to the end. We're standing in Sanmaki, W-shaped block. Knees pressed out, all the usual things, hips engaged. This is my pet hate. I don't like to see people a bit arced here. Use your butt, press the knees out, stand tall. So from here, right to left, palms down, circling back, and we just have that long breath, that pushed breath to help us slow the movement down just at the very end and shove the front kick out of the way, blocking with the inner forearm, pinky by the elbow. So we go from there, reaching past and around the ears, Sine wave, down, up, down, down. And I'm bringing the head forward and the knee meets the solar plexus. 1, foot to foot, toes will touch. Right here. Pivot, and knife hand guarding. So just that much 4 times, because it's quite technical. So we have 1, a pushing motion, a grab, Moor up Chaggy, feet come down, sorry, the toes should touch, pivot, song called Davy Mackey. Let's go, 4 times. 1, nice Sam, grabbing the head, yeah.
Relax, Sam.
So the feeling is, I'm grabbing the head, I'm pulling forward, and the knee is going to hit here into solar plexus, okay? Head pulled forward down towards the chest, and so because I've had my head pulled forward, look, this is a lovely target here, solar plexus, and the knee comes straight up to it. And I don't have to lift my knee up here because I pulled the head down here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're here. We have our knife hand guarding block. We need side front snap kick. That means my back foot can't move, and this is low, only hip height. One of the things I do want you to think about though, here's Bob, my good friend. I want the knee to come up and the kick to go forward. I don't want you to start with the knee low and kick up, okay? Very, very common. So I start from here, I drive my knee up, and I kick forward. And then open Suncut Napunde Tulgi, okay? And then I come forward once again. And pause. 4 times, please. Let's go. So, yes. Open Suncut Napunde. Sankal Debi Maki. Taking the knee up and forward. Really does help to imagine your opponent here and the direction that I want the kick to go, rather than
yeah, it's all thrown from the floor, so it's not lift then kick.
Yeah,
it's all happening.
Think
Driving
about
from the floor, pushing off the floor, getting
up
that
and
knee
forward
as high as you can to start, and then we snap forwards, and it all happens as one.
Also think about it in terms of, like, imagine you were sparring, and okay, you might not be as familiar with throwing front kick and sparring, but you don't want to go from here. Okay, if it starts down here, you're straight through. It has to cover. You have to get the knee up a little bit to cover. And of course, we'd like to usually go with the back leg when we throw it in sparring, but there you go. Anyway, we've got to here. Dongjmuk, Yapdui Tarigi, and so now we're jumping. We want to land in X stance, X fist pressing block. We're tall, not leaning over, just dropping into this, because when we're standing upright, that's where we're pressing, and I bring my body weight down, so now I'm making my block. The double forearm, I pivot, knife hand low guarding, I'm kind of hard to see there, and then I can finish the whole pattern out. So we have our circular block and so on. So I'll finish it going that direction just so everyone has it, and then away we go. Take it. And back up. 4 times. A lot of circular blocks. Knees bent, body dropping straight down. Okay, we're just watching for this little wave forwards back, and it's inevitable you're going to have it to a degree, but try to be here, and once you get your walking stance, down, up, down. Try not to go too much forward and back. Watch for this one as well.
No, Sam, there's no turn there. That's just step
I want to
forward.
raise. Down, up, down.
So do the jump. Good. Now step forwards with your right leg and do that. There you go. Now you turn. There you go. See, now you're on the right side. The last time I think you were on the wrong side.
Okay.
That's it. We don't want that body leaning forward. The body stays up tall there as we relax.
Okay, so Sam, when you get those done, 5-minute break. Okay, so you're just resting, chill out, have a stretch, grab a cup of tea, milk and cookies, whatever you need, as you do Chung Mu. So relax, and then we're going to jump back into some sparring work after that. So for everyone else, Chung Mu, we're going to take some bigger sections. Okay. So we're beginning. We have, remember, center line, neck height with the knife hand, and this is directly above my forehead, one fist away at the thumb. So where am I at? There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so we're going to go as far as that. So once again, really just kind of relax into the movements, but be explosive in your finishes, okay? We want to relax, explode, 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 and feel good. Let's go.
Other way, Fionn. Swap hands.
Yeah.
So swap hands. So if you're right, it's going to be your right leg in the front.
Do it again.
And doing the right hand will be doing the right. See, there you go. So right hand does the strike, and it'll be your left hand over your head. Yeah. Just go the first two movements again.
4 times is pretty good, just to bed it in.
Other way, if you want. So go again on that one. Yeah, so just go to that second movement. Now go to the second movement. So do the first two movements again, if you want.
1, 2, yeah.
So 1, yeah.
We're looking for that connection on the side
so
kick.
swap your hands.
So as we land,
swap your hands, Fionn. Fionn, swap your hands.
And we have to add the hip.
That way. Good. Yeah, that way. So it's going to
as
be
we land to
the
the right hand guarding.
Over your head, and the front hand doing the strike.
Okay. So folks, we go from here. We're going to take our flying side kick, and we're going to take our sequence at the top until we're ready to come back the other direction. So again, your first step is to allow you to explode. So it has to be a little short, has to be soft enough to allow you to explode upwards, and you should bring your hands with you and around. Let me have a quick look. From here, so remember, we're stepping with the right, kicking with the right. Pivot, outer forearm low block, grab, foot to foot pivot, reverse knife hand high front strike, and now we're high turning kick at 45, middle back piercing kick, and forearm guarding block. And that's where we're going to pause. Okay, so let's see, folks, how well you remember it and how nicely we can get through it. I'm definitely going to do another one.
Alright, so let's go. Step swing kick there. Yeah. Land nice and guarding block. Then we turn to an L stance, forearm low block. Change the front foot to a grab similar to Tege. We have the knee. Step down, foot to foot.
Go on, so let's up that power. Risk a little more. Yeah. And this is in fast motion between the turning kick and the back kick. We want to connect them kind of quickly. 1, pull, 2. If you can connect them quickly and smoothly, that's ideal. So turning kick, and then I'm going to pull the foot around here. So I can see my left foot's pointing here, turning kick, and I want to get to here quickly so I can get my back piercing kick. All right. Okay, now it is a side kick. Oh, so we have to drive up. There's my bob. We have to drive up here. And it's not a turning kick that's going to be executed. I can do that a bit better. Toes are catching on top of the hogu. All right.
That's it. Let the hands travel back on that forearm guarding block. So they don't just stop in front of the body. You do want them to travel back behind the body. Boom. Make it longer.
So we have forearm guarding block, and we're getting ready for a left turning kick. This one is middle. So still 45 degrees, but middle. So from here. And we stop. So I'll do it facing the other way just to make it a little easier, because there's a couple of people I think who could do with a little change of direction. So we're coming from here. Let's give it a try. 4 times, of course. And then Sam, we're nearly back to you. We just have to finish. Now please don't have a dance after the jump if you can manage it. That's me messing slightly every now and again, depends on your surface. I have a nice mat to land on. I might not be so good on tiles or wooden floors or in narrow hallways, or trying not to land on the dog.
I think you got the boot.
Yeah, that's a little bit more difficult. The conditions are a little bit more ideal here. Okay, freeze, freeze, freeze. So we got to Sunsunko Tulji. Okay, I go this way. So from here, I pivot, do Palmak Napunde Maki. Maybe I can do it the other direction to make it easier for you to see. Okay, so we go here. Do Palmak Napunde Maki. Back at Palmak Anuro Maki. So I'm coming to the center line here, knees pressed out. Back fist strike. I have 2 middle side piercing kicks. 1, 2, stepping shoulder width. X knife hand checking block. Shuffle here. Sensan black Oleomaki. Center line, pivot. Chukyomaki. Bandage Jurugi. Okay, try it. Away we go. From here. Pivot.
That's a high double forearm block, Jess.
Yeah. So we performed our block here. Back fist to bob. And then as you're going into these side kicks, try and get your knee as high as your foot as high as the knee as you pass through, to make it easier to extend the kicks. And they only have to be shoulder height. My camera here is pointed down very, very slightly, I think. So if I go my shoulder height, sometimes it's going to look very high. I'll show you over here with Bob. Okay, you can get the idea there. But the idea is that we go through. That's like maximum. That's as high as it needs to be. So just get the knee up, foot, and away we go.
Pushing with that standing foot. So corkscrewing, open out those hips. Pushing with that standing foot as the kick extends.
Good effort, go on Tarnish. Yes. Okay, I want to show you something. So particularly, hey, if you find these side kicks hard to do, and especially in this pattern, watch this. When I swing my foot, if it's not high enough, early enough, I have to do weird things with my body to get the kick there. It's hard. What I really want to do, and I'll do it slow, is make sure that my foot's this high as I go through so that I can extend. I want to, bring it up and extend in that one smooth motion. Okay, that's important. If I get that feeling of up and extend, it feels quite natural. But if I leave it a little low too long, I have to shunt my hip up. It's not nice. Okay, Sam's back in with us. Everybody, we're parking the pattern there. And I want to go right into a little bit of work. One concept in sparring. And we're looking at a pull recovery. I need a better name for it, but here's the idea. Off of turning kick, off of back kick, and every now and again from side kick. When you've hit your partner, it's looking at pulling both feet to the ground. Not having a one all the way back or a one foot to foot recovery. We want to pull to the ground as quickly as we can with both feet. So you have to be active and pull to the ground. I'd like you to try this a little bit. If you have, let me see, just looking at the rooms there. You'd be very lucky. So Jing could almost work with Etna on this one as well. But the idea is from the back kick, one, we pull. So I'd like you to just throw the kicks in singles and try to work on actively pulling. So here, boom, try to pull down. One, pull. Try just 10 with back kick first, yeah, and actively pull. So we're throwing that kick. It's nice when you have something to hit. Throw the kick and pull both feet to the ground, actively. Boom. And I'll add something to it that'll help it make sense in a second, okay? Yeah, we can even do it with the switch, pull, and the pull should have you facing your forward, whether you want to go a bit more side facing for, say, front leg work, or you want to be a little bit more half facing to come into the hands, your call. Depends what you like. So let's just try it with the back kick first. So we're going to have kick, pull, and then we can be ready. Kick, pull, and ready. Most of this happens up here. You can naturally fall off of it, but if we do it naturally, boom, we'll usually have two steps. We'll usually make a bit more distance. I want you to be a bit more positive, boom, and a bit more ready to go back in aggressively, okay? So, thinking about getting your head from here to here. A bit exaggerated, but from going backwards to at least neutral.
Yeah. This is big when maybe when you go at the wrong time and you have to reset. So instead of you got it wrong and you just want to bounce, maybe you've got the timing wrong, you've thrown the back kick, but then you're straight forwards again, catching them on that half beat.
This is really important as well if somebody draws out a counter from you. So maybe they have something like this.
Yeah,
you throw the shot.
Yeah.
So you hit thin air. Boom. Well, okay, we're ready. At least we meet in the middle. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, I want you to try. We're going to do that. I want you to just go up because I'm conscious of the space, but this will work to test it. I want you to do this. Okay? Because if you have the balance to go straight up from when you land, you'll be fine. You'll be able to go forward, do different things. But we're going to have one down, up, and see where you go. Just try 10. Once again, that's only 5 each leg. See how you feel. Even just front hand. I'd much prefer to be going directly to hands or landing and coming up with the front leg, but we'll test that in a second. Very nice, yeah. So the feet are arriving together. Try and imagine you're landing on a trampoline. You don't want to land on a trampoline with one foot then the other. What happens? You get catapulted off to the side. Okay? I want you to land on the trampoline with 2 feet and go up.
Yeah, not bad, Sam, that's the job. It's all.
Okay. So relax for a second. This time, I want you to kick with the back leg turning kick, okay? So you can even imagine that we've made an angle, boom, here. But I want you to pull the feet down directly. Now this time, this is just testing your position. I want you to pick up the front leg and go with a single or double side kick, okay? So, I'll do it towards the camera. The idea is that we're going to kick with the back leg, 1, pull, 1, 2, okay? So, I have my kick, down, 1, 2. What I don't want to do is kick land in front or kick foot to foot. I want you to pull the feet down, boom, hit the trampoline, up, 1, 2. Try it. Again, 5 each leg. Nice, John. Go on, Shane. Yes. Let it land. Boom, hit the trampoline, up we come.
That's the idea, Tarnish, come in.
1. And you judge how far back you go to let yourself come up. Boom. 1, 2. So if I have a line in the sand just where your screen ends there, I might not come back this far. Boom. I want to have my balance with a little weight towards the back leg to make it easier to go. So, boom. Thinking a little bit ahead to what's next, yeah? So I have that 1, 1, 2, that kind of feel. Okay. Perfect. So the very last one I want to do is I'd like you to combine the 3 parts. So we're going to throw the turning kick, pull, back kick, pull, front leg double side. Okay? So we have our turning kick, pull, back kick, pull, front leg double side. We'll see how we go. So the turning kick, pull, back kick, pull, front leg double side. Give it a try. Yeah, and let's try and remove the pauses as best we can. As best we can. Whoops, wrong side. Go again.
Yeah, nice, Fionn, come in.
And a little better. Yeah. Good. So this is testing. This isn't sparring combination. Different story. This is just testing. Throw it, recover. Throw it, recover. Throw it, feel good. And if you feel like you can get to the 3rd combination and still feel good, nice. Also good to finish with a little bit of sweating. So, as you're finishing up there, the reminders are, the date for your diary is Monday, 26th of April. We go outdoors. We're working with a couple of schools to iron out some details, insurance, contracts, copies of child protection, Garda vetting, all that kind of stuff. Once we've all that packaged and approved by the schools, we can go forward and say, hey, we're in this place at this time for these people, okay? So that will hopefully be with you within 7 days from now. By Monday next week, I'd like to be in a position to do that, so fingers crossed. But it does mean we can get back together outdoors initially, and it may well be that it develops, where we're mixing between outdoors and indoors depending on the group, because they're treating adults and juniors differently. So we're keeping our options open on that. Listen, thanks very much for your attention tonight, folks. Really good to see everyone. We'll see you on Wednesday, where Mr. Williams will be with you, and I'll be behind the microphone. Chariot. Kyungye. Take 1. Isan. Good night, good night.
Good stuff.